Watching paint dry. Go. Okay, go. You can go. Go. Yeah. Look at this. As we are waiting for that door to dry, we just finished spraying at the job. I figured this is just down the road. This is a new park that me and Chunks have been to. This is now the 4th time, but the first 3 times we just walked. Well, the first 2 times we just walked straight down the path where the power lines are. You can't even see that. There's some power lines that go that way. There's a tower down there. We've walked that. And now we're on the unbeaten path. And I don't know, should I take this way or should I take that way? Something tells me this way is going to be a little bit easier. It looks like something's been digging around here. This kind of looks like a path. Chunks is like chewing on stuff like grass and things over here. But we're just loving life, living life, getting lost. This looks like an animal trail here. Little animal trail. I heard some jingling before we started the live, so there might be somebody else out here with their dog. And this is apparently a new dog park. And I just so happened this summer to meet the guy who had to give it up to the Rocky View County. It was hundreds of acres. And it just so happens to be that we're walking in it. Okay, that's not so. See, unbeaten trail. Look at that. Chunks is right behind here. Okay, go. He's just barreling through. A little opening over here. And the night is coming, so we're just going to get lost in the woods. Why not? We got about an hour or so before we go back to the job. This is a nice little opening here, you know? All kinds of things. You definitely camp out here. Look at it. Which way should we go there, gorgeous thing? I'll follow you. Yeah, I don't want to go that way. I'm going to go this way. We're not following Chunks. We will make the trail. Chunks is going back out to the opening. I don't want to go out there. It's windy. I'm in shorts. I just want to go for a nice little walk in the woods to decompress. Look at this. We're just gonna I figured it'd be a good skill to learn to be super quiet. You can kind of see this little trail here, the one that Chunks just ran down. So it's obviously an animal trail. And there's a lot of nice little spots. Who's just calling me and why? I don't know. Don't want. He always calls me when I'm doing a live. Anyways, I'm not going to answer that right now because he's going to be complaining about a bunch of stuff. And I don't want to listen to it. So, if you hear ringing in the background, it's somebody calling me. And I'm too busy doing a live right now. So, this is a nice little, like, adventurous wood walk here. And this might be the land that Buddy was talking about developing. Wow, it's kind of nice out here. Unfortunately, there's civilization right through. Whoa, almost dropped the phone. Civilization right through there. That's a Chevy dealership. And I guess this land will be destined. Because I don't know if it's this section that he's trying to develop or if it's the other section. But might be turned into some kind of a, what do you call it? Commercial kind of something. So I just figured, let's go enjoy this beautiful land for the short time. I'd like to come out here in the winter time too. Be real nice. It's got a lot of little poplar trees everywhere. Oh, and I spotted the most gorgeous animal alive. Dr. Chunks. So we're just out for a stroll. Better than watching paint dry. And the dog finally gets a nice little walk that he's been so long deserving of. Long deserving of. So I know we're coming close to Old Banff Road, but this is a nice little therapeutic walk. When I was younger, maybe not too many, probably hardly anybody knows this about me, but I never really told too many people. I went to a school, and it was for kids who have issues, right? Long story short, the class was always so crazy, I'm like, I don't belong here. Like, why am I even here? Because the system deemed me to be there. Right? And the real issue was learning disabilities. They're not really a disability, it's just that people don't want to adapt their way of teaching to a child who doesn't learn the same way as they're teaching. Now, what I would do when all the kids were acting out and going crazy and screaming and they were literally getting restrained on the ground, I was like, holy shit. That never happened to me. I would just leave the class. I'm like, this is too crazy for me. Off to the woods next to the school I go, and I would go out there and clean up and do all kinds of stuff, like pick up garbage and walk the riverbanks. There's little tiny streams and stuff there. And man, I never felt good as I did every time I went for one of these walking adventures. And this kind of reminds me of that. Minus the streams. The streams were nice. But you got this. Outside. Grounding in nature. Right? Being adventurous with the dog. Loving life. Almost falling on my face. Still better than half the stuff that the concrete jungles of today offer. As I have to duck underneath that. So, I say this because I notice that every time I take the dog for a walk, take time out of my day to enjoy life with him, and just It's really for both of us. Like, what else do you do in life? Just sit in the problems and let them affect you all the time? Like, I'm in shorts and my legs are getting smashed up by these branches, but I don't care. This is better than a lot of things. And you know why? Because this doesn't cost anything other than the precious time that we have. I don't even know where the hell I'm going. I'm just going. Look, another trail. Something walks on this trail and Chunk sees it too, so he follows it. This is where life is. In these trees. Love and life. And this way? Okay, I'll follow you. You're going this way. I'm going this way. Look at this. Another trail we stumbled across as I go under a giant stick. Whoa! It hooked on my back. This is what everyone needs to do with their time. Just go for a walk. Shit's going crazy, go for a walk. Dog's upset, take him for a walk too. Now, just setting this up better. Now the one thing is the dog should always be going for a walk. That's why he's with me all the time. Right? Because after work, during breaks, I bring him out here, take him for a walk. You know, out here, out there, out anywhere. Just take him for a walk. And he loves life when we do this. I'm just aimlessly walking. Don't know where I'm going. But I sure know where I've been. To walk alone for the rest of my days. I may not be singing that song properly, but I don't give a shit anyway. Here I go again with my dog, walking through a wooded area I've never been. I can't sing for shit, but I don't give a fuck. But I'm with my gorgeous pet. And that's the only way it should be. Here I go again. We'll go this way. This is 1000% unbeaten path. You can see there's like nothing but fallen trees and decomposition. Oh, this way? That's the way we should go? Alright, let's go this way, chunks. We don't know where we're going. We just know where we've been. And it was somewhere that way. No compass, no plan. Just better than watching paint dry. Look at this. Where we go? This way. We're probably going to come out to an opening here at some point. Where that opening is, got a little burry thing stuck in my shorts. Right, beautiful thing? This is a walk right here. Just going through the woods. With the only dog I ever would go alone. I don't know the lyrics to that bloody song. I just got my gorgeous pit. Too much cycling back and forth between the forward camera and backwards camera. Live shuts off. So you gotta resume it or you lose it. Oh, there's a beautiful thing. Man, look at that. That weed is literally as tall as my chest. I just stopped here for a minute. And I was like, you see what happens when even that one there, when something doesn't intervene with your growth. Look at that. That thing goes all the way from the ground down up here. That's that height. Look. That's how high that is. I feel my shins have been scratched up. And we're getting to the densest part of all this. And the sun has gone down for sure. Even the wild animals don't come to this section. Well, they probably do, but there isn't very many trails. I can feel like the road is right beside us here. Yeah, we're coming to a clearing. What's on the other side of this clearing? Probably a road. Things caught my sweater. Went to duck down over there. But I don't think there's any fenced off area. So I've seen white-tailed deer in here, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, there is a road here. Look at this. Cars driving by. Back in the... Hey! Stay close here, buddy. I don't want you getting close to the road. I know there's a fence there, but... Whoa! I almost tripped. There's obviously some animals that come and lay down in here. Probably the deer. In these thorn bushes for whatever reason. Look. They're all over my pants. Or my shorts. Whatever you want to call it. But yeah. I guess they're going to develop over here. That's where that sign is. So unfortunately, this area probably going to be developed for whatever reason. Money, right? Oh, look at all these prickly things. Ah! Oh, it stung. I should get those out of my boots. Here we are. Walking this open field with chunks. Loving life, living life. Ladies and gentlemen, the moon is coming out. I'm gonna follow the pit bull. I'm gonna go that way. And then this way we could kind of have a pretty good sense of direction. So the chances of me getting lost, pretty slim. But I know north is that way, south is that way, west is that way, and east is that way. Number one, the sun went down over there. So it has to be the west. And number two, pretty sure that's Old Banff Road there. Well, look at all this. We're gonna have to come back probably tomorrow during the day. Give this gorgeous animal a good walk. A good walk. Oh, I feel like one of those prickly things have gotten farther down into my boot. Oh yeah. That's alright. It's better than watching paint dry. I wonder if that electrician was calling to be like, they don't want you to come back to that job. Oh, I'm going back anyways. I'm not even going to call you till I'm done. I'm just going to finish, get the rest of my shit, like my vacuum, out and done. Definitely. Walking. This is kind of beaten path. Look, we're out in the open now. Those thorny thingies. That's why you shouldn't walk through the bushes in shorts. At least those wouldn't be, they're not working their way down my boot. Oh, I'm walking into a minefield of these thorny bushes here. Look at that. Avoided one. Walk straight through that one. Whoa. Minefield of thorny bushes. Hey, does somebody know where the most gorgeous animal alive is? But a nice night for a little bit of a walk. I wonder what's up there. Is that houses or is that mountain or what am I seeing? So the story of this land also is that the guy's family who owned it, he literally owned 2,000 acres out here, which is a lot of land. And slowly but surely, city took it, let him develop a section. I'm like, man, that's complete fraud. They can't do that. He's like, well, it's already done. I'm like, we could probably help you get it back. All I would like is some of the land in exchange for the knowledge and services that I would provide to help you get it back. We never went forward with it, never exchanged numbers or nothing, but it just has so happened that we came across this, doing this job out here. And I met him down at the river, way down that way. Like, there's the power lines I was telling you guys about. They run from there all the way to there. And that's the way back to the truck. I was always wondering what was out in this open field area. But this is pretty sweet. Loving life with Dr. Chunks. It's funny, I kind of know where I'm going though. Even though I've only been here a couple times. I know that if you go down this way, it goes down into a valley. And who knows? Never been that far. But it looks like they got some kind of a, what is this, a stake up here? Not like a meat stake, but a marker. Something. Who knows what it means? Mark something. Let's see how this goes down. So I've been here before, but I don't want to go down to have to come back up, because that's for another day. That's for another day where me and Chunks are out here in the daylight, loving life. So I said I'd be gone for an hour. 6:57, yeah, that's pretty. I came here at 6:20. So we went through all that brush in like, I don't know, half an hour. And we'll head back. By the time we get back, it'll be at least an hour or so. That door should be pretty close to dry. So better than watching paint dry, take your dog for a walk. Love every minute you and them have together, because they're not here forever. And they already have such a short life. You know, I was literally doing the math on a dog's life and how much time they actually get outside. And so when you do the math at Chunks will get an hour a day or 2 hours. Depends on how crazy busy. Usually it's about 2 hours. You'll do it early in the morning, and then a little bit in the midday, and then at home time we go for another half hour to hour. Sometimes it's 3 hours. But we usually spend a lot of time on walks. But I'm just basing this on an average, because I've seen a lot of people who own animals, and they probably shouldn't. And it's bullshit that some of these people will lock their dogs up for hours. Oh, they'll wreck the house. Well, let me lock you in your room, but you have nothing to do. Of course they wreck the house, because they're bored. They don't want to be locked in the house. House is like prison for wild animals, and dogs are pretty much always wild animals. They want to be outside. Some dogs are lazy and don't need to be taken out too often. But if you do the math on 1 hour a day for 365 days, it literally works out to I think it's 187 hours outside from the house. Imagine that's all you got. How bullshit would that be? So then when you take it into perspective, if a dog has a lifespan, let's say a lifespan of 10 to 15 years, right? At I think it's like what, at 18 years or 15 years, that dog has only been outside 1,800 hours in his entire life. It worked out to be like 1,887 hours. That whole life of that animal stuck inside only got outside time 1,800 hours. Now, when you think of that and your dog is literally just sitting in a cage at home, like, what more would you expect from that animal than to want to rip stuff up? And people will be like, well, I see people walk their dog and it's like 15 minutes. Hurry up. What are you doing? Taking so long to shit and piss. And they'll like be pulling that dog or cat or whatever the fuck. And they don't take it into perspective that a dog being outside in their entire life equates to 1,800 hours. Man, that's a sad existence. I feel for those animals. After doing that research, it makes me want to walk Chunks more. I'm like, can we get him up to like 4,000 hours at least? Right? Or 10. How do we make that happen? Well, I got to bring him with me. And realistically, yeah, he's locked in the truck. But he has a bed back there, water. And I come see him every like hour, 2 hours. Let him out, let him pee, go back in. You know, but if it's really cold out, yeah, I don't leave him in the truck unless I have like a heater in there for him or something. As long as the dog's comfortable, I'm happy. But that's crazy to think that an animal has such a short lifespan and we don't pay attention to cherish that animal for as long as it exists in your presence. That animal should get like the world. And I'm not lying, I originally made this channel was to document mine and Chunks' life. That's why I did this channel. That's why I started it. Because my real goal is to give this dog the best life he could. I had some other dogs before, and like my dog before Chunks, his name was Leo. He was a Doberman, and he was whiny and always like afraid of everything. He was totally not the same personality as I am. And then Chunks came along, and we match personalities. Now, it's unfortunate Leo, basically, he ended up having cancer and all kinds of other stuff. But I learned a huge lesson. And I almost think that Chunks is Leo in a what do you call it? In a new dog body. He passed away on my front porch because he ended up with bloat, and I didn't realize this was happening. There was nothing I could do to save him. I might have been able to if I knew to stuff the hose down his throat and relieve the gases and that. I might have been able to save him like that, but it was like he didn't look good. I picked him up and he's just like, his head starts dropping. He's ready to die in my arms. I try to give him water and put him on the porch, and he just dies right on the cement in the front of my house. And the reason why I think actually, I don't know if it might be that it could be one of the other dogs I had, and his name was Mickey. That's where the title Texas Mickey Jack comes from. Mickey is inspired by my first dog. And he used to have this diamond on the back of his neck here. Right on the back. Chunks has the same diamond. And Leo had this like growth right on the same eye as Chunks does. I'm gonna try to get that once I get some more money. Get that removed. But I feel like this, like he reincarnated into Dr. Chunks' body and came back a different dog. So, oh, you can hear other dogs out there in the distance. So the story is that these animals have such a short lifespan. You got to give them the best. And I learned a lot from my experiences with Leo that basically made me change the way I was towards these animals. And now I take more time, especially with Chunks. I take him everywhere I go, just so that we can have that time together. I'm trying to give you guys visuals. I can't walk backwards because I don't want to end up in a little hole and do something stupid to my leg. But the whole reason why, so you can't even see my hand unless I do that. The whole reason why I started to give the best life to Chunks was because I learned from these other dogs that I had. Right? And this dog was already being abused by the owner when he was already 1. And that used to be my roommate. And I basically was like, get rid of the roommate, take the dog. And that's that. That's how Chunks and I came to live in such a cohesive environment, as you could say. But you know the crazy story? I brought a flashlight just in case I needed to shine some light on the subject. The subject being, try not to make it look so, maybe I do this. Hello, my preciouses. Follow the Texas Mickey Jack channel. Dr. Chunks channel. Anyways, that's my ADD going off. So, I knew when Chunks walked through the front door at my house, he'd end up being my dog. And that's the God honest truth. The light reflects better off of the ground. That you can kind of see my face now. And that's the story of Dr. Chunks and Texas Mickey Jack. I might explain it at a campfire one day. Might be better. But here we are. Look at this beautiful. Actually, that light really helps that sunrise. Look at that. Or sunset. My bad. It's like a cop. Who goes over there? Come on with your hands up. Put your white tails behind you. So we're on our way back to the job. And we're going to install that door, clean up the paper, vacuum, and we're done. We're out of there. There's no more going back there. I will call the electrician in the morning. But here we are. Thanks for watching, guys. It's obviously getting too dark. I'm going to end the live. Until next time, we'll see you around. Texas Mickey.